This is the haunting moment a twisted teen killer lured his 15-year-old ex-girlfriend into an alleyway before stabbing her 36 times. Logan MacPhail, then aged 16, was captured in chilling CCTV footage stalking Holly Newton for 45 minutes after she broke up with him. He was seen chatting with the schoolgirl in a bus stop after she reluctantly agreed to hear him out. Footage released by police today shows Holly looking hesitant as MacPhail wanders into an alley. She then pauses for a moment before following the teen in, unaware he was hiding a knife. Just seconds later, MacPhail, now aged 17, stabbed her many times. The killer has now been jailed for life with a minimum term of 15 years and 89 days after he was previously convicted of the vicious and brutal murder. Sentencing, Mr. Justice Hilliard said MacPhail was filled with resentment and jealousy and lured Holly to the alley to attack her out of sight. He last month ruled the teen could be named despite his age, meaning details of his and Holly's toxic relationship could be revealed for the first time. The night before the horror, he travelled 40 miles from his home in Gateshead to hers in Haltwhistle, Northumberland, where he hung around for hours. After MacPhail knocked on the door claiming he wanted his PlayStation back, Holly's mum arranged a meeting with police. But Holly begged her mum to let her go into town after school rather than come home for the planned 4 p.m. chat. It was rescheduled for later that evening, but tragically, Holly was murdered before she could make it home. On January 27th, the teen messaged a friend saying, "Apparently, MacPhail is going to meet me outside of school. So he's basically stalking me at this point. He's going to follow me until I talk to him." CCTV footage captured MacPhail on a bus with his face exposed before later putting on a snood to avoid detection. He was then filmed following Holly for 45 minutes, making sure he was careful not to be seen. As Holly and her friends walked past the cafe, hooded MacPhail was in hot pursuit. He was also captured ducking and diving in a Tesco car park as he continued his stalking campaign. MacPhail then stared at his ex while waiting outside a pizza restaurant that she had entered with a friend. Moments later, he approached Holly at a bus stop, who was unaware MacPhail had brought a kitchen knife from home with him. Staff at the pizza restaurant heard Holly screaming and rushed out to find him attacking her. They managed to forcibly remove MacPhail, who claimed the schoolgirl had been horrible and awful to him. He then added, "Oh, what have I done?" Holly was then taken to hospital after suffering 36 injuries, including 12 stab wounds and 19 slash injuries in less than a minute. MacPhail stabbed the teen so savagely he broke the knife, with Holly also suffering injuries as she desperately tried to defend herself. Tragically, she couldn't be saved and was declared dead shortly after the horror. In chilling body cam footage, MacPhail told police as he was arrested, "She was being horrible to me. I was meant to kill myself, but it went too far."
It's not only impacted us, but it's the wider family, but especially Holly's siblings. Yeah, totally changed the dynamics of our family and the wider family, definitely. It's more of a broken family now.
Do they miss her?
Yeah, everybody misses her. I don't know, it's not normal life. You go back to it's a different life. You've got kind of the life before Holly died and the life after Holly's died, so it's never normal. But it's more about getting into a routine, especially for the other children. You have to just get on with things for them. He was obsessed with her. For a long time, he was obsessed with her, but I don't think we quite knew how obsessed until his behaviour changed. He didn't like her to go out. He didn't want her to go out with her friends. He needed to know where she was all the time, even if she was just at home. He wanted to know what she was doing. So he changed her passwords on all of her social media. So she was quite upset about that because she couldn't get into any of it. There was just a lot of controlling behaviours going on. Coercive control comes under domestic abuse, and because Holly was 15, we're not allowed to call it that. It just goes down as knife crime, but obviously it was so much more than that. I think there was probably a lot going on earlier that Holly didn't know was kind of not right, kind of a red flag, because she was so young. But definitely she knew his behaviour wasn't normal a few weeks before.
You had to watch sort of Holly on CCTV throughout the trial.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been pretty difficult to see those final moments.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very upsetting. But also, it's, like I've always said, it's like watching a horror movie and you know the ending. You can't change it.
Right, put your hands behind your back. Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of an assault. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something that you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand? Yeah? Stand now. Where? In the alleyway.
By the way, do you want my bar on the floor? Right there on the floor.
Have you got anything in your pockets?
My phone.
What's your name?
Logan MacPhail.
Logan.
Logan Shane MacPhail.
Who's the lass? Do you know her name?
Holly Newton.
Who?
Holly Newton.
Newton. Where's she from?
She's been too hard to me, and last night was actually meant to kill myself. I was meant to kill myself, but I went too far.
What's your date of birth? You don't know. Stop being clever, right? You know how much bother you're in.
Right.
What's your date of birth?
Can't read or write.
Right. But you know what your day of birthday is?
No, I don't.
Huh?
I know nothing.
You don't know anything. You don't know what day your birthday is. How old are you?
16.
16. Where are you from? Where'd you live? Where'd you live?
Obviously, there's been lots of different emotions. There's times when you feel angry, and yeah, but I think for my own mental health, you just become numb towards them.
Just don't even think about it, because if I do get angry, and it's better just not to think about it, so then we can try and keep going forward.
Do you think he's a dangerous individual?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think he can. I don't think he can be in society and be safe around people. I mean, he's carried that knife around a busy town centre with families and young children, hiding in woodland and everything. It's just not normal behaviour.
He's not only a danger to the public, he's a danger to himself. He's proven that.
I think they need to realise that under 16s can be subject to this sort of behaviour, and something needs to change there it's a very grey area between 16 and 18, and that needs to change of whether you're a child or an adult between 16 and 18, because nobody seems to know. And I think younger people need access to domestic abuse services, if they feel they need it, or at least can ask for that support so they can receive some sort of counselling to try and help them.